What's going on, guys? Hold on one second. I'm running late today. What's going on? How's everybody doing? It's Tuesday. We're all back from getting drunk all weekend, having headaches, different things like that. I see we got one or two people popping in. What's up, Kenneth Young? Nice to see you. Let some people pile in. I'm decking the new hat. I had to get a new hat out. Shirt. My martial arts shirt. Kind of cool. Our company. My wife have. Well, if we give us some people to roll in, I'm going to do some cool training today. I thought about it because I see one of the biggest problems, a lot of people's problems. I see a lot. What's going on? What's up, Chris? So I'm going to do some training today. Let some people pour in. If you guys like the channel, hey, like the page, and you like what I'm doing, this is going to be really cool because I know one of the biggest problems that's in the trucking industry is dispatching. Sometimes it's the phone calls. Sometimes it's the confidence in dispatching of knowing what you need to do. And it always depends on how far in we are, right? Because it's crazy because every day I sit in this office and I have more and more people call me or message me because the load boards suck, rates suck, brokers suck, and we're all caught up. I had a driver earlier call me and he's like, man, I seen a YouTube video where he talked about posting with direction, searching with direction, inbound calls, outbound calls, and making the second call to get the customer because you know what their problems are if you know what to do with the customer when you get it, right? Because they might have more freight than you can handle. So I wanted to come on and do a video a little bit and talk about some of the things that you should be doing. Not how dumb you are or stupid you are or how you're an idiot for being this far in or and why you're using dispatching services or none of that stuff. I mean, if you're a dispatching service and you want to, and this will help you too for your clients, and it'll help your brokerage, right? And it'll help a brokerage. I'm sorry, it'll help your trucking company. So if you're a new trucking company or you're a dispatching service and you're having problems with networking, finding carriers, or adding on owner operators, or building dedicated local regional lanes, this is some stuff for you, you know? And I'm really thinking about, I have a webinar coming up in like 14 days that I do on Sunday that has a little bits and pieces of each one of these. And I'm really thinking about doing a new webinar that's going to be Monday through Friday during the day. That's going to talk about 5 different stages of dispatching because everybody thinks dispatching is get a load board and then go on the load board and start searching on your phone and then call for the best load and just go where it leads you. Go around and go where it leads you. You know what I mean? And always get out. Don't leave any money on the table and watch out for those cheap brokers. You know what I mean? And then just go to the next. Why do we ever try to get loads ahead of time? Why do we try to find projects we've never seen before? My phone is going nuts right now, literally nuts right now. I just posted like 30 lanes and these guys are calling me, and so far I haven't really got nothing less than $283 a mile, and all my loads are 200 to 300 miles. You know what I mean? 350, and some of them are round trip. Matter of fact, if you look over on my other screen over here, I have my email up right here. And these first 5 emails are dedicated freight. Right here, it says, we have dedicated lanes from Monticello to Trent. I saw your post that says that you have trucks in Indy daily. Right here, I'm reading it right there. Indy daily, Trent, Ohio, 8,000 pounds. Let me know if you're interested. Right there, daily, going from one place to the next. That's the first part of my lane. And they're calling because I put what I needed on the board and I posted it out 30 to 60 days every day. And I even tell them when they call, oh, I'm sorry, that truck's covered. But before I tell them that, I ask, yeah, I think that truck's available. Oh, is this the only one you have? Do you have volume? And there's different stages of this. And I was thinking about doing a dispatching webinar that's 5 days a week. And it's each day we're going to do different stuff like ghosting and learning to call and network and learning the different regions for where you're at and how to put local and dedicated regional lanes together and all the terminology and philosophy that goes along with it, because so many people, all right, whether you're doing it or you're a dispatching service, are always thinking we just sell loads, charge a percentage and get it done. Or we freight chase, but we can't build volume because we're such a small person. None of that is true. None of it. So I want to do some teaching and tell you why I can tell you that this has not happened. Not only from my own phone calls, but you always ask if I'm a good, most brokers don't want to, most brokers that have any common sense at all don't want to put their freight on the load boards. You guys don't understand. They're not putting it on the load boards. But if you're looking at today and tomorrow only in your plan, you're never going to find anything. You're always going to be a day behind and a dollar short. That's no fun. We got to get ahead of the game. And sometimes you guys got to understand, if I could build one half of the lane and then start working on the other half to get back and average a certain amount of money all the time to make my 120,000 a year, to put $70,000 away in fixed cost escrow and pay my truck, trailer, fuel, insurance, and trailer. We get it. There's a lot of problems with one truck. Two, we only have so much, this and that. I get it. But a lot of people I talk to, they're like, man, we just don't have time to do all that work. Then why did you open a trucking company? Why did you even go into business? Why don't you lease on with somebody else? You're going to lose your authority if you can't build something. You can't freight chase forever, and you can't keep going from one quick pay to the next. And a lot of times you can't survive or grow your company without having multiple streams of income and diversity. I think about it every day, how I come on with Frank for the last, and he's going to be on tonight talking too on his show. I keep thinking how I do all this with Frank all the time, and we're trying to help and educate, and I just don't think people really want to listen. This stuff works. Cheers. Coffee. It's a late coffee with Shaggy. This is like my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So let's get into some stupid stuff that we know. So check this out. So if I was a customer or I was a broker, and it doesn't matter where you live, I don't care if it's in region 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I had a contract building a Toyota plant in South Carolina, or if I had freight coming up or loads coming up, or I had projects coming up, and I was a broker or customer that don't want double brokering or a whole bunch of newbies, or maybe I don't care, and I needed to find you, where would I find you? Like, how would I find you? Everybody's like, well, I'm in 3,000 broker bags. So the hell what? Still doesn't mean you told me what you wanted and what you really needed. All you did is fly through that broker packet and mark a bunch of boxes to get the fucking load you booked. You didn't network. You didn't research. So if I'm a broker or I'm a customer or a customer hired a broker or a customer that just wants carriers, if I don't have carrier 401 or highway or e-carrier check, and I'm just using the load boards on the search truck side to find you, here's the problem. Most people don't even tell you what you want. I'll show you right here. You look on my screen. It shows right here. This guy. Let me go over here to search trucks. Right here. This is me on my broker board looking for trucks in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The first guy says anywhere. The second guy says Canada, because he has to go back to Canada, obviously. This other guy posted twice the same company going to Tennessee or Zone 4. Tennessee's a big fucking state. Is that all of Tennessee? Or is that Chattanooga? Or Knoxville? Or Nashville? Or where is it? I mean, where do you really want to go? And how many times do you want to go there? That's my question. Hey, here, you got Zone 4. Here's this one. We're in Gretna, Louisiana. We're going Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4, Zone 5, Zone 6, Zone 7. Well, that's bullshit, because when I call you in Zone 1 and give you a city, you're like, well, we don't go to the south side. We go to the north side up in Cleveland. We don't do the Cincinnati, or vice versa. You guys think this is very serious stuff. You get this one says Slidell, Louisiana to Des Plaines, Illinois. Okay, that could be true. And there's one. So out of the 124 people, maybe, maybe three of them tell me exactly where they want to go so I could offer them freight. And I guarantee all 124 are only posted for when they're empty. They're not posted 30 to 60 days out in that lane. So let me explain what I'm talking about. So you go look at my load board because we're adding owner operators on at Dion Trucking, this trucking company that I'm helping build. And we just went from 4 to 10 trucks in a matter of a week. We're adding them on as we speak. So before we move the guys from Amazon, I'm building lanes right now in volume. So if you look at my load board, I have Chicago to Detroit from 9:05 to 11:30. And then when you look at my post, we go to edit my post, it says right here, we have 10, I forgot to put have, 10 plus trucks in this lane looking for volume daily. Email. That's all I'm telling them. Sometimes I'll add more, sometimes I'll add less. They are literally blowing up my phone right now for that lane. Some of them are still one way. I get it. But the one ways, do you have 2 a week? Do you have 3 a week? Do they deliver straight through? Is it the same day? Do they pick up late and deliver the next day where I can get 2 of them in, or one over, one back? Everybody's like, well, you can't always do that. That's why I'm doing it in 300 miles or less, guys, because I know there's going to be problems. And I'm looking for the ones that only fit what I need. So I got Chicago to Detroit. So I'm posting going and coming back 30 to 60 days. I got Indianapolis to Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Detroit, Detroit to Cincinnati, Grand Rapids, Cincinnati, Cincinnati. I'm going to Cincinnati, Grand Rapids, Detroit to Indianapolis, Indianapolis, Detroit. That's just one page. I'm going to have 3 to 4 pages of these posts, and I don't even have all the trucks, and they're still calling me. If you noticed on the bottom, it's Dion Trucking from his load board. They're blowing me up with projects that are coming in every day. And then what's really cool is if I have e-carrier check, they're going to tell me about the customers and the loads they have. And if it's something that I want, I can make the second call because I have a logistics side or I know what to do with the freight because I only have 10 trucks. I can broker it or I can go and try to get the freight direct, depending on the customer. And that's where the verbiage comes in. When you call the customer, don't just tell them you have 3 to 10 trucks. Ask them how many trucks they need to help cover not only this lane, but other ones since you're already in the area. You need to have 10 more trucks, you should already be wanting. If you're at this point already, you should be ready to diversify it. If you get these lanes coming in, be prepared to add on owner operators to scale it. Don't try to cheat. Change your truck count. Go hire on more guys, but only send in your trucks with your name on it until you can scale the next level. Don't be scared to service these customers when these brokers call you with these problems that our customers are having. I have all my load boards. These postings, they're blowing up my phone. And as soon as I click this refresh and keep it at the top, they're going to keep blowing up my phone with lanes. You guys not hear the phone ringing? Every one of these calls is about one of those loads specifically. Every one of them. I'm like, literally, if I could show you my phone on the screen, 20 something behind. And they're telling me we got 2 this week, 3 next week. They're different days. Well, I don't care. I just want to make sure that people with those loads in that lane are calling me and showing me they have consistency. Here's another one. You think I'm joking? Go post your truck right now anywhere and see how many people call you with freight that you really want. It won't stop. I'm leaving it on just so you can hear all the calls from these posts with freight right now. And I haven't really seen anything most of them are straight through 24 hours. They're even emailing me. This isn't freight going to California. This isn't freight going anywhere. It's going specifically where I want. and you won't find it on the load board. You don't find that shit on the load board. What you find on the load board is this crap over here. Let me go back over this one. This crap over here, like you got search loads where it's all double posted bullshit, triple posted, same brokers. And when you call outbound, they always treat you like you're a criminal. When they call inbound, they treat you like you're a saint. And then talking truckingese. Like, hey, thanks for, yeah, I'm doing great. How are you? Oh, yeah, great. Hey, I know you're calling on this one load. Well, I'm checking to see if the truck's available. Is this the only one you have? Because I'm really looking for volume because I want to get off the load boards and I want to build more relationships with people that will feed me. How many times do we stop and take the time to network? How many hours a day do you take the time to post when you're busy? I don't think you guys care, really. Like a lot of you, I think it's too hard to maintain from what you're doing because how do I drive a truck and do it? That's not my fault that you have to drive a truck. You didn't do this before you started. That's not my fault. You feel like the guy underwater holding the bomb on your head, trying not to get blown up, breathing through a snorkel. Because doing this crap right here where you're calling these guys all day long one way, no wonder you're getting manipulated and you're getting chasing freight, getting stuck in places where you can't get out of and having to sit there for 2 days. But it's funny, you could be in those same places building lanes if you know what your cost of operations is and you can put it into an average. Not worrying about how much you left on the table or how much the broker made because it's none of your business. When you go to a customer, you're not going to do it like that. You're going to give them your rate. Simple spreadsheets. Start adding these guys to your list. I've found automotives. I've found loads every day going from Highland Park to Ohio. I found same day every day, just straight through. Now I got to find Columbus back to Detroit. You know, there's this dedicated opportunities from Portage, Indiana to Detroit every day, same day. Afternoon pickups, delivering back the next day. I don't know how much more easy we can make this for you guys to stop killing yourselves. And I feel bad because you get caught up, you buy DAT, you're doing it on your phone, but you don't know how to network ahead because you're too scared of who you're currently working with. You know, I feel bad for these new carriers that are coming out because they don't know posting, searching your direction. They don't know how to make the second call because they don't think customers will use it when you're small. They don't understand why a brokerage is important to a carrier with more than one truck. When a broker gives you all the details and gives you all the information, you don't even know how to research to make the second call. You know, this industry is never that hard if we don't do the work. I'm trying to do it personally myself, but I don't think people. I mean, I hope you guys care enough to help your business. I hope you decide to stop freight chasing. I hope you learn to build a network of local and dedicated regional freight in certain cities like lanes so you can find those customers that you really want to work with. I mean, if you're not doing this, you should really get a hold of somebody like me or whoever you think that can help you and take time to reevaluate how you're building your work. It's not like you guys think. You don't just go out there and just book loads one way and chase freight and hope it's going to fall out of the sky. Jesus bless me. You know what I mean? You have to do the work. It's right there. I had to mute my phone. Holy cow, it's still ringing. I don't know how many examples you want. We haven't even talked about how you can go on eCarrier check and find different information or even more brokers and customers that you can work with, but half of you haven't even done the posting right. You see, I have pages of them. Post. I'm working on the second one as we speak. Why do we make stuff so hard? And why do we give the opportunity away to other people to work for us when we know it's not benefiting us? It's just getting us by. Dispatching services don't want to do this work because if they did, they wouldn't be looking for trucks. If dispatching services knew how to bring on a carrier and post his search and make the second call and volume and find these lanes, one, they would grow the carrier if he wanted it. Number two, they wouldn't be losing carriers because the guy would be making what he needs in 7 days and going home for the weekend. But that's not what we do, right? It's Monday. It's Tuesday morning. It's like Monday for both of us. How many calls have you made in network? How many second calls have you made to the customer? How many brokers not on the low boards have called you and gave you exactly what you wanted on freight that you've added to your list today already? I get it. No one cares because that's why there's 2 people and a shit ton of people that have flowed through here that even care. That's why a lot of times I've been thinking lately that I'm a extinct dinosaur, and what I've done to try to motivate people and keep people going and to build all these businesses isn't really worth it anymore. Maybe it's time for us to quit or just do our own thing. You know what I mean? Stop sharing the knowledge. But you don't find this stuff on YouTube. Unless, you know what I mean? You don't find this stuff on all these get rich things that are still out there. And you're definitely not going to get clients as a dispatching service selling a percentage on a freight chasing because you have a shit ton of brokers in an area right now. It's not going to help you. You better get a product. You're not going to retain your drivers. You're not going to keep, but you're always going to be hiring. And the drivers that you are getting are not going to be the ones you want because your product isn't worth it to them to stay with you. When do we want to really focus on a business and really do it right? Or start over and fix it right now? Or stop using brokers and find customers because we're a trucking company. That's all they want is assets. I just wanted to come on for a few minutes and talk about a few things that's happening that you could be doing yourself. Whether you're a dispatching service for your clients to maintain and keep them instead of having 30 different people in there, but you really only run 3. And if you're a broker, learning this side of research is going to be great for you to service carriers when they won't do it and to get the customers you really want because now you can learn to solve their problems. Man, I really hope you guys like some of this information I put out. Had a bunch more slides up to go in more in depth and stuff, and I was going to talk even more in depth, but 2 people or 3 people on, maybe I'll just keep the rest of the secrets for myself. Or when people set up for 101s, so I can teach them in person and do the calls. You gotta take control sometime. You guys didn't get to watch the video and you're at this point where you just jumped in, you can always go watch it back on our Facebook page. It's right there on the site. And if you guys have questions about posting with directions, searching why customers can't find you even though you're on Carrier 411 and FOCSA, and why you don't see any of the dedicated local or any of those projects on the load boards, and you're really wanting to do the work, then get a hold of me. I'll help you. We'll do it together. And I know for a fact if you're ready for it and you're willing to do the work and answer the calls and you know what to say, you'll be amazed how far you can go. But if you're one and done, and all you know is the 5 fives, one's to pick up, one's to deliver, one's to wait on the load, what's the commodity, and then what's the target rate you want on that, then that's what you get. That's what you deserve. Everybody's like, but Shaggy, you were only 1 truck, 2 trucks. I don't care. I don't care if you're 1 truck, 2 trucks, or 25. And we wonder why 20 to 30% of the industry is only, or I think it's even less. It's like 10 to 15% of mega carriers that are 50 trucks or more run the fucking industry, but 90% is like 25 or less. And we wonder why we get caught up, right? One after another. Ring, ring, ring. And I didn't post anything on my boards that I don't want. Nothing. And I can put that in many different places. Create II, CH Robinson, any of the sites that are out there as internal load board. I should put that on there and constantly keep it refreshed. Because when you're in warfare, if you don't know what your enemies are doing or where it's at, how will you ever maintain and survive? Well, we just get along. I get it. I get it. Till your wheels fall off and you crash and hit your fucking face. You know what I mean? Excuse my language. Right? Peace out, guys. Always check out Shaggy's Consulting and Training, Shaggy's Logistics and Associates, and Shaggy's Solutions Compliance and Safety. We're a team that's here for you. We always have been. 15 years doing training today. Or not today, but coming up this year. Crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed part of my video. If you haven't seen it, like I said, go and watch it from the beginning. Peace.